So welcome back to the channel and welcome to another car review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this Peugeot 3008. So let me show you around it a little bit and then we'll jump in, go for a drive. So like I said, we've got this Peugeot 3008. It's the big Peugeot Jeep, so it's the biggest one they do. And I must admit, I've had a few hours of it so far, and I must admit it is a lovely, lovely car to drive. It's quite, I think it's quite an actual. I've never been the greatest fan of Peugeots. I did have a 206 years ago, but this and the new 208. I just think they're really good looking cars. I mean, I think it's just, this car's big, it's got nice presence. And it's just, I think it's just a good looking car. This is the GT line spec, so you get a little bit better trim. You get 19-inch alloy wheels. You got all this chrome. You got a big panoramic sunroof, which I'll show you when we get in. But it's a really pretty car. Let's have a look at these exhaust pipes. I think these are possibly fake, which they are. But I think they look quite cool. I mean, you can't really notice from the outside that they're fake unless car people like we are, then you know they're fake. Let me show you some of the features. So, it's got the power tailgate. So if I grab the key here, just press that on. Hold it down. There you go. That's your power tailgate. Let's have a little look in the boot. So the boot in here is cavernous. It is absolutely massive. Got loads of space. I mean, we've got the camera in here today. We've got your spare wheel and everything under there. If you can see that. Toolkit. Your seats do go down. And you can do them from here. So you've got levers here, just pull that. Your seat will fall flat. I think there's some stuff in the back pocket in a minute. You've got your through load, so for your skis, or if you're carrying wood or whatever. But I mean, if I step back a little bit, it is a nice size boot. I mean, you can fit anything you want in there. You would have no trouble ferrying anything around. And if we just press the button, automatically closes back up. So let me quickly show you how this power tailgate works. So walk over, get your foot on there, step back, the boot will open, and you walk back over, keep your foot under, step back, you hear beep, and the boot will close again. So hopefully that sort of explains that a bit better, showing it like that. If we open the boot again, you get actually something unusual in this car, which you don't really get in a lot of new cars. So let me show you this quickly. So it's the boot open again. You get this little kit here. So you get this little kit here. If you open up the kit, you get a set of tools and jump leads. And a torch. I mean, it's a really cool little kit, but you don't really see that in a lot of brand new modern cars. This car is a 2019 plate, so it is literally brand new. My friend who I lent it off today for today's review got it brand new from Peugeot. I said, shut this boot down. Let's have a look inside the car. So we'll come around to this side. Let's open the door. So, oh, there you go. It was a seatbelt blocking the chair from going all the way down. So let me get the feet back in place. There we go. So, as you can see, my friend who I borrowed the car from has got a newborn baby. So, fit a car seat in there really easy. It's got the ISOFIX points and everything. But I mean, the back is spacious. The driving seat is in my driving position. So let me quickly jump in and we'll see if I fit in it. Now if I fit in it, anyone will. Right, so let me jump in quickly. There we go. Alright, so we're in. Alright, we'll drop my phone, but we're in. We shut the door. Now as you can see, it's a little bit, there we go, a little bit dark in here, but I mean this is comfortable. I've got loads of space, headroom's decent, but legroom, let me show you my legs, knees, loads of space. This is the driving seat is set in my driving position. As you know me by now, I do sit quite far back, I do lean the chair quite far back, but no issues at all. I mean, I'll travel in here for as long as we needed to go anywhere. You got a 12 volt down there. You got your fans. I mean, even if the baby was in the car seat and I was in here, you got your little centre armrest there. You got your cup holders. I mean, you'd have absolutely no trouble at all. I think the headrest is lovely. This would be nice to travel in here, to be fair. I think you could easily fit 4 adults in here on a road trip and you'd be more than comfortable, and as you see from the boot, you could also fit all your luggage in as well. Let me jump in the front and I'll show you a few things in the front quickly. The thing about the interior I want to show everyone is this. Now we see a big black roof there. If I press the button up here, that one. Oh wait, hold on, so there you go, so we've got to be on. There we go, so turn the car on, press this one, hold it down, and there you go, look. This is a beautiful panoramic roof. I mean, when that blind is shut, like you just see, you really cannot even see that it's there. But now the blind's opened, you can see it's a beautiful panoramic roof. That does, the next button, half opens. There you go, and there you got a beautiful sunroof. I really like this feature. I don't know why, but I just think I'm not so much for the opening. Never really been in sunroofs like that, but I think with when it's closed, let me close it again. When it's closed, I think that it's just beautiful. It just makes the cabin so much more open and airy. It just makes you feel like you're in a real nice place to sit. There's the driver's cabin. Now, I've been driving this car for a while and it's really nice in here. I mean, the steering wheel's small, it's thin, it's lovely to hold. It's a really sort of funny shape, but it's lovely to drive with. Your display up here, which I will show you a lot more of, is lovely. You got your central display. This car is a petrol manual, so we'll come on to that because I find that a little bit strange, but we'll come on to that in a sec. This is all your interior, there's your position. Now this bin, central bin, whatever, I can work out how you open it, there you go, press the button, is probably the deepest bin I've ever seen. If I just get the camera to focus in there, it is, I mean look, I've lost my arm at this point. It is so deep, I mean you can fit anything in there. Plus you've got your little change patch for your car parks. Shut that back down, your cup holders. In there is a wireless charging pad. And then you've got your quick buttons for your stereo here, which I'll show you more of in a bit of a POV section later on in the video. But it's a lovely car. The materials in here are strange. I mean, this is like a material, I don't even know how to describe it. Sort of like I don't know, it feels like a sofa. This is all leather. The bolsters are leather, but the materials here again on the door. So yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's like an old coat, but it's nice. I mean, it's not. I'm not slating it at all because it is a nice material. It feels premium. It's just I don't know why they didn't go for all leather, but I suppose they're quirky. It's unusual. And there you go. But I'll tell you what, let's jump in. Another interesting feature on the interior that makes this a good family car, which I haven't seen before. So if you look down here, you've got your little buttons. This one's for the boot, this one's for your inside. So if you get out and leave the kids in it, just let me try and focus in on that a bit. There you go. If you get out and leave the kids in it, this will turn off your interior alarm. The camera focus. And this one, look up on the screen, turns your child lock on. So it's quite handy to have it on the button. So that's child lock on, and then bang, your friends get in the car, child lock off. I think that's quite an interesting little feature that I haven't seen on the car before. Right, so now let me show you around the cabin a little bit. So you got all the dash here. I mean, like I said, steering wheel is absolutely lovely. It's just beautiful. So let's fire it up. So you press your start stop button down here, which is here. So it comes into life. So there's your Peugeot on there. So let me show you, I'll show you this screen first. So if we put a foot down, there we go. So now the screen sort of come up. So if you press this dial here, that controls this screen over here. So you can have minimal. So let me change it. Hold on. There you go. So personal is just how you set it up for yourself. So on this we've got driver assist on one side, sat nav on the other, and then you've got your speed, etc. in the middle. It's also got the sign recognition, so it tells you what the speed limit is, and that reads the signs as you're going along. If you press navigation, that brings up, so then you've got your rev counter down here, your speedo over here, and your navigation's in the center, which is, I mean, that is perfect. If you're driving around, you have to take your eyes really off the road. It's right in your line of view. You're just sort of right there, perfect. Also got driving, it's a bit more of a sporty one, and like I said again, rev counter one side, speedo the other, and then your lane sort of guide stuff. Your dials is just your normal traditional dials, even though they both go that way instead of both going the same, like they go opposite ways, sort of like a Aston Martin. And we're back to minimal, which is just your speed, which really is simple and pretty. Now we'll put it just onto dials for now. I mean, it's really pretty. So if we move over to the center here, these are all your quick keys for your central display. So you've got your music, it's got Apple Carplay, radio, all that stuff, which is all full touch screen. So there you go, you've got USB, your Bluetooth, all that stuff. You press this one, that's all your aircon. You can do your aircon off of there, which I've been using today as it is hot and it's really good. You press this one, that's your satellite nav. Your telephone, this one brings up your apps, so you can get apps from like the Peugeot App Store. That's your hazards, and then here you got heated seats, passenger, your locks, your window dimisters, and this is also a volume knob here, and then on and off as well. Let me go back to the. So if you go to this one, this is all your driving mode, so you can turn your start stop off. Now the start stop in this car I will talk about more once we get on the road. It's got your automatic headlight dipping, so you don't dazzle other drivers, help with changing lanes. And you got your vehicle settings here, which is you can set your headlights, you can set your comfort. Oh, there we go, so we're in comfort now. Rear wiper in reverse, that turns it off. Mood lighting, etc. Oh, there we go. Guide me home lights, welcome lighting. Let's turn that one on. Go back. Vehicle access. I mean, there's so much. Motorized tailgate. There you go. You can turn that off, turn it on. The door locks. There's so much you can customize and set to your sort of own standard, whatever you want. So I mean, it's fully customizable. But I mean, as you can see now from your sort of driving position, it's just a really comfortable place to be. So let me get the camera set up and we'll go for a drive. Right, so what can I tell you about this car? Well, first of all, I'll start by saying it's a really nice car to drive. It really is. I've drove it for a good while now. Like I said, I've been doing like a couple hours continuous driving just to get to know the car. I always try and do a couple of hours in the car before I start recording or anything, just to get to know the car. You sort of discover little things about the car. I've drove it like on loads of different types of roads just to get a bit used to it and get a bit used to, so I can give you a proper all-rounded view of it just in the short time that I have it. Obviously it's not a full long-term ownership review, it's just a quick review. So if you're thinking of getting one or you're just interested in this car, it just gives you a quick overview. So like I said, it's a lovely car to drive. Like I said, the steering wheel just feels amazing in your hands. However you're sort of holding it, just feels really good in your hands. It's got a decent little bit of boot. I mean, there you go. If you heard that beep, I hope the camera picked it up. That's it telling me the cards are stopped in front and to brake. It's sort of like a collision warning. Now, like I said in the Mercedes review, I can find all them sort of systems a little bit intrusive. On this car, not so much at all. The lane keep assist, so it sort of like grabs your steering wheel and turns it back, I just don't like personally. But on this car again, it done it to me earlier. My fault. It was empty road, so I was quickly changing. It was a dual lanes. I was quickly changing over without indicating, and it yanks you back. That can be a little bit annoying, but again, should have indicated. Like I said, it was an empty road, but it's just not a thing that I like. But I can see how it's useful. This has all of them features on it. Now the start stop, I said we'll come back onto that. Still don't like it. I'm not a fan of start stop full stop, but in this car, this is a manual car, just like the Mini Paceman Cooper S was in the last review that I did. The start stop in that car just completely didn't work, as far as I'm concerned. In this car, does work, still takes a little getting used to, but a lot better than in the Paceman, a lot better. So I haven't even been turning it off in this car, so that tells you something. We're in the Paceman, as soon as I was turning it on, I was turning it straight off. So like I said, in this car it does work better, just still not a fan of it. I mean, as for anything else, I mean, you feel like you've got a real good command of the road. I think you get that in any sort of SUV, Jeep, whatever, 4x4, but you really got a good, I mean, there's glass all around you. I'll show, like I showed you, this panoramic sunroof. I mean, I've got the blinds shut now because the sun's a bit strong today, but I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it just, once you got that open now, like I have now, you're just sitting in, it's like sitting in a glass dome. One thing I will say, I'm looking in the rear view as we speak, the view to the back window again is not that good. I don't know if this is just a thing now with modern cars, but it's just so small. The windows, it's like that big. It's like peering through a letterbox. I know I keep saying this, but it really is. In this car, you got massive big wing mirrors, so it's not as much of an issue. I mean, I'm looking in the wing mirrors now, I can see everything going on behind me. When you're parking, you've got reverse camera 360, so you don't really have to worry about it. So you don't really, I suppose, need it, but sometimes you just want to look like in your rear view. It's just a force of habit for me, and it just gets a bit annoying when you're sort of trying to make out, like, oh, that could be a car, you don't know what it is. So like I said, the thing that saves this car is when you're parking, you've got the 360, and when you're driving, you've got these great massive wing mirrors, which are just perfect. I'm always in my wing mirrors, so for me, and the way I drive, it helps. Now, let's come on to the gearbox in this car. This car's a manual. Now, for the life of me, I don't understand why you would buy a car like this in a manual. I think SUVs, Jeeps, family cars, things like that should just be automatic. There's no reason for them not to be. You're not going to be driving this car sportily or dynamically. It's just an headache to be changing gears. I would love to try one of these in automatic. Just click it into drive and drive along, because this car's smooth. It eats the bumps, no problem. But I just don't get. It's a 6-speed manual. I mean, it works perfect. The gear shifts are nice. Clicks in and out of gear, no problem. It's a nice shifter. But I just don't understand a Jeep in a manual. I just really don't. Like I said, no problem with this gearbox at all. Drives complete, no problem. You've got a nice gear indicator on your screen there, so there's no problem in that respect. I just think this car would suit me in a manual. Would suit me in an automatic, sorry, slip of the tongue. But would suit me in an automatic. I don't see why you would buy a Jeep in a manual. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think you buy these cars to sort of waft around in, and you just want to be able to click it into drive and go. So if I had a criticism, that would be it. And I haven't got many criticisms of this car, I will say. I've like I said, spent a few hours with it and I've loved it. I got so distracted, I thought, oh, I'll take it on a little drive to get ready for the video, and I ended up just driving. Just got distracted, just driving around, cruising around, enjoying the car. It's a very enjoyable car to drive, playing with all the screens. Really enjoyable car to drive. Really comfortable. I mean, the seats, I mean, they're not bucket seats by any stretch of the imagination, but they sort of feel, hold on. That's it, green light, mate, green light. They just feel really comfortable. I mean, I'm sitting here, I've been driving non-stop for maybe 2 hours. See there, wait, just to interrupt as I see it happen. We're driving along on quite a tight sort of small road, small London road. This car's parked on the left and it comes up, brake, collision warning. The car's parked. I'm not going to drive into a parked car, I can see the car. Stuff like that just annoys me. It's just like, it's a hand holding. But yeah, like I said, a really comfortable car. Really comfortable car. I mean, there, look, it's just, that's the thing, in London, if you live in the countryside, you're not going through the gears as much, but in London, you're up and down. It's like, just be automatic. But yeah, no, seats are lovely, headrests are really nice. Like I said, with this panoramic roof, the aircon, I've had the aircon blasting because it's really warm today, unusually warm. It's been rainy this week, but it's really warm today, and I mean, it's just a nice car. It's got all your modern amenities, your wireless charging pad. The wireless charging pad is even working with my phone in the case, which some of them don't. You have to take your phone out of the case, which is annoying. So working with my phone even in the case. This car has Google, Apple Carplay and Android Carplay. Works excellent. I mean, it's Apple Carplay, it works. I haven't used the Android one, but I can speak for the Apple one. I used it in the Mercedes, it was excellent. I've used it in this car, it's excellent. I mean, like I said, for your Waze and all that, it's perfect. I don't know if the Waze shows up on the screen. I'll write it, I will test it and I'll write it down on the screen somewhere here, so it either says yes it does or no it don't. But I'll test that and have a look. You got a little sport button. I mean, it doesn't really do much. You got to hold it down to turn it on. I mean, it just makes your throttle response a little bit more nippy. It's got a little boot to it, this car. I mean, it's not going to win any. It's not a race car by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got a boot. Feels very big on the road. I will say that. It's as I'm sitting here, you got a big haunch there, big haunch over there. As here, look, we're going through typical London width restriction. There's me sensors beeping. We haven't hit it, which is always a bonus. But it feels big, but not too big. Like, it's not like, I'm not like like scared going down roads. Like I said, do majority of my driving in London, so I'm driving around London now, and I don't feel like, oh, I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna hit that, I've got to be careful, I've got to pull in. I sort of like, I've noticed the size, but it doesn't worry me, and I don't think it would worry anyone. It's not that I'm overly confident. I think it's just feels nice. It's a nice big car, but it's just not. It fits on the road, especially in London. Sometimes you jump in a Jeep and you just like, you just feel like you're gonna bash it on everything, and you're being overly cautious. Not at all with this car. Not at all with this car. I really like the. I'm the worst for reading signs. Now, obviously, where I live in London, it is all 20 miles an hour anyway. But when you drive other places, the sign recognition, I think it's such a good thing. It's right there, it's right on the screen. If I'm driving along, you see the speed camera, whatever you think, oh, what speed am I meant to be going? You look, it's right there. It's just right in your line of sight. Perfect. I had that on my Toyota Jeep that I had, and loved it on that as well. Just really love it. Really think it's a really handy thing to have. Suspension in this car is really good. I mean, again, where I live, full of speed bumps. The roads are not the best maintained as they are, as like anywhere really, to be honest. Potholes everywhere. The car just sort of glides over them. He eats them. I mean, if you hit a bump a bit too fast, you do feel it, but no, not nowhere near the way you do. I.e. in the TT, if you hit a bump too fast, oh my god, you feel like the whole car's just broke into a million pieces. In this car, not at all. It just, you sort of boom, boom. It's no problem. But I suppose that's the point of having a Jeep, isn't it? I did ask my friend. He said fit everything in this car. Like I told you, the boot is massive, so he fits his buggy in there and all these baby stuff that he needs. But I mean, if you could literally move house in this car. I think you'd do a couple of trips, but I don't think you'd have any problem fitting everything in him. Like I said, Gearbox is nice. It's smooth. The shift is very nice. Unless I'm turning into someone that's got a bit of a thing for gearboxes. I never really realised that until I started making these videos. But I mean, if we just put that a little bit there, it shifts nice. So we've got to come to a stop quicker than we've got going. But it shifts nice and well. There you go. Look, another collision warning. So this is a bit. To be fair, if this is my car, I'd probably just turn it off. I will probably just turn it off. If I need the computer to tell me I'm going to have a crash, then it's already too late. So it's not like it's going to stop for me. So you just telling me, oh my god, you're going to crash. Well, thanks for that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't get it. I think it's just a cool looking car. It's got everything in it you could want. Like I said, never been a Peugeot fan. For me, you want a Mercedes or an Audi or a BMW. But I think jumping in this today, this has got to be a contender for your money. It really has. This is a really, really nice car. I'm shocked today. I bought it from a friend and I really, really, really didn't want to slate the car. But I thought, I got to be honest, that's why I do these reviews. Hopefully that's why people watch them, because I am honest. I ain't gonna chat a load of waff. I didn't want to just say, oh yeah, I really like the car, because it's my friend's car. It's a rubbish car, it's a rubbish car. I can't help that. You bought it, I didn't. But I like this car. I really, really like this car. I'm really, really, really pleasantly surprised. And I really, really enjoyed my time with this. And I'm probably not going to give it back until I'm forced to. So he's going to have to go looking for his car, because this is mine for a while.